Well, LCS is kicking off in just a couple days, but right now I'm joined by Akaadian with coverage brought to you by Alienware for Media Day. Akaadian, uh, I just interviewed Froggen, and I'll ask you the same question I asked him. What is going on at Dignitas? Because from the outside, I actually have no idea. Like, we've seen tons of roster swaps. We've seen all sorts of stuff, rumors and weirdness. So maybe you could just speak to what is actually going on over there.
What is going on in what sense? Like all the roster swaps
Yeah, all the
or
roster swaps, like who's starting, what's the philosophy. I mean, I just feel like right now the audience doesn't have the best insight into what is happening with the team.
well, I don't think I'm allowed to say the starting roster. I think that Dig is gonna announce that before we play week one, so sometimes this week. In terms of what's happening, I was already allowed to say basically just Dig, yeah, had some roster swaps, the org has to do what they had to do, and then the coaches just decided to run like a 10-man like tryout thing for about a week. So we were playing, like, for example, my experience, I'll just speak to my experience because it was probably the exact same for all the other players, but I played like probably half and half LCS and Academy scrims, and then every day was playing with a different roster of players. And I'm sure the coaches, put the rosters together for whatever reason to see how people play with each other, because some people have more synergy with other people, or just better synergy just off the bat or naturally. So yeah, I mean, we did that for a week. It's finished now, and we're just playing. I don't think there's like a huge. It's just like all the other teams now. I don't think
Yeah.
there's that much that's like to be um explained.
Well, I mean it's an interesting position for us in this interview because I actually don't know if I should be asking you about playing in the LCS or not. I guess how confident are you in Dig to perform well this split given that things are starting off on such a, I guess, chaotic ground?
Hmm. I think as long as we're able to stay improving every day and not like capsize, I guess, from like a couple bad days, because we definitely when we started, I think we were like behind the other teams, especially since we were switching players so much. Our first couple of days were pretty uncoordinated from our side, but I think scrims have been going a lot better recently for us, so I'm pretty confident. And like, at least I wouldn't say we were like the top team or a top three team at the end of last split, but we were like pretty good. We were not a bad team. We were winning a lot of games toward the end of last split. I think we're nearing that level once again, and it's only been like what, a week of practice with us. So I don't know. We're gonna do our best to not really have it like, it's not really that chaotic anyway. I mean, our job is to play the game, so there can be outside stuff that's changing, but it's not gonna be too hard. I guess it's pretty easy to just focus on the game and focus on
Yeah,
what's happening.
I guess I meant chaotic in terms of from the outside, it feels like you guys have had so many roster changes and you've been playing with different players every day. That is a more chaotic environment than like here's your 5-man team and here's everything going forward. And this is the same team that's existed for a while. That's kind of what I was getting
Mhm.
at. I I'm also just kind of wondering about how the Demonte departure was for you because I know you guys are pretty good pals. Do you live together?
Yeah, I do live together.
Okay, are you guys gonna continue to live together? I mean, I guess it's a weird
Yes.
time to move, but it's rare that you have two different players from different teams living together. So, have you guys talked about that at all?
Talked about what? Like,
Like, just what it's gonna be like for you living together while being on different teams?
yeah, I mean, we talked about it like a tiny bit. I told him the other day, I was like, since we live together and you can just come in my room, like if I'm on a secret account, right? And you can just come in my room and see what champ I'm playing in solo queue. It's like, you can't like tell your team that,
Yeah.
you can't, but and then after that, he was just like, I don't know. We already know everyone's accounts. So I was just like, okay, well, whatever. It's not even really that secret. I streamed on it for like an hour or
Okay.
something. But Yeah, I mean it's a little weird, but overall I was really happy for him just because uh, Dig had already decided. He was really sad actually. Like I thought he played pretty well in tryouts, but Dig decided just like the style of player he was or the type of player he was. They decided the other two mids would be a better fit. Um, and they told him that kind of early on, like after a couple days. So he was like really, really, really sad. And then this opportunity from GGS came up, and I was like, dude, you should like absolutely just go try to push for that as hard as you can. Tell your agent, tell everyone you really want this, because I genuinely think he could be pretty good for that team. Like the style that he plays a very move around oriented style. So I think that can work well with the players that they have on their team.
Yeah.
Um, and I was really happy for him. Like I was finishing scrims, and then I heard like this super loud noise, like it was like almost a moan, or like just it was just like relief basically is what I was hearing. Um, and he texted me and my other friend Dan. He texted our group chat and said, he's on GGS, and then I like couldn't stop smiling. I went in there and gave him a big hug, and
Nice.
I was just really happy for him. But I'm really happy to see him, get to play in LCS, because I thought even in academy, like though he might not have, like, you're not going to see it in his like CS or something, that he's just like out impacting the other mid laners, but he really was, I think, still an LCS caliber mid. And it really sucks to be playing in academy when you know that um just you
Capable
deserve
of
to be
more.
playing in LCS. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Well, I hate to cut our time short, but unfortunately it's getting cut short on me. Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
um yeah, just thanks for supporting Dignitas. Thanks for supporting me. I get a lot of nice messages from people saying, especially when the Dardoch thing came out, a lot of people thought Dardoch was just straight up replacing me, because that's how it seemed from the tweet from Dig. But
Yeah.
I got a lot of messages from people saying just like uplifting messages, and people just sending me love. So thanks to you guys, and yeah, I'll try to make you proud this season.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll see how things go on Dignitas over the course of the split. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Hello. It has been an interesting quarantine, but I've got to tell you, I'm very happy that I've got Alienware to provide me with an amazing computer so that I can just play games endlessly while being stuck in my apartment. Thank you to them and DraftBuff for sponsoring this video. But I gotta say, go check out alienware.com/Travis. There's a link in the description below, and use Travis 10 off Q2. That's right, we added Q2 at the end of it just to make sure you're still paying attention. They've got some amazing stuff over there. They've newly refreshed a bunch of their hardware, and I've been using some of it recently, and it's been fantastic. So thanks so much to Alienware for sponsoring everything I do, especially as, I don't know, things are a little wild right now, right? There's no events to go to, so I appreciate them sticking around. Thanks.